All right. Welcome to Stocks and Squats. This is L. Jermaine Russell. I am here on this beautiful day. What is it? Tuesday, July 21st. I'm here to share with you some of the trades that I either closed or opened today. Um, Today was could have been better. I am still like not really adjusted to what's going on here in Arizona as far as time is concerned, waking up and trying to do that on a consistent basis without like overextending myself. Typically I have to be up around 3:30, maybe 3 a.m., so I can be ready for the pre-market when my brokerage company allows me to close a trade. So, with that being said, let me just do some housekeeping real quick. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I know that I've been putting out a whole lot of more trading videos, and like I said in a previous video, I am waiting for this one connector to connect to my earpiece so I can be able to record some workout videos for you. So I will have that while I'm still here in Arizona. So be patient with me. But you will have more workout videos available on this page very much coming soon. Last thing is that I am doing a little bit of cleaning up on some of my videos just so I can get really used to the platform. Even though I posted up videos, I haven't really been like clear on how the platform really works. So I'm starting to get used to that now. So with those housekeeping things done, and thank you for your patience. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get started on what I have traded thus far, right? So yesterday I kind of went over some SPACs. That if you don't know what SPACs are, that is special private acquisition companies like LCA, which is one that I feel like it should be spiking very soon. It's just taking some time. LCA is dealing with online gambling, right? Particularly in New Jersey. SPAQ is EV company, the EV company that plans on bringing Fisker to the market. Fisker, that's FISKER. So I know I talked about those. More than likely, I was in ABIO for the overnight trade, and I anticipated doing this so much better. Like I said, I held ABIO and what was the other one? ADTX and CAPR overnight. And I played all of these horribly, particularly because it was hard for me to really just wake up this morning, right? Like I said, I had my alarm go off at 3:30 in the morning. I was up until 12, so that didn't really work in my favor. And yeah, that was pretty much my biggest issue. So really trying to stay awake to make the trade. I thought that I put in a closing order, but I didn't. So and I fell asleep, right? So really, what I wanted to do was sell this closer to $8 a share. Not $8 a share. I was in at $8 a share. I went on 7.58 actually. I think this on average was $8, I believe. But it didn't really go as far as I hoped. So, when it was here at this $8.36 or what have you, cents a share, that was pretty much the best place I could have sold it. And typically with the strategy I've been going with, I wake up in the morning and at 7 a.m. I sell whatever I had the previous day, just because I feel like that's when stock can spike pretty much the most from its previous day momentum. This has been the case where when the market opens, then it does go a little bit higher. I've seen that happen, but have gained consistently when I just sell at the pre-market. That's around 7 a.m. Well, Arizona time is 4 a.m. We're so tough, so tough, so tough. I didn't do that, and I woke up like around here, around 9. And when I woke up, I realized that I messed up on myself. I was hoping that it was going to cross back on over after it made its big dip, that it was going to cross back over and start trading above this VWAP and allow the 50-day EMA to cross over to 200 EMA. But as you could tell, all the EMAs were on a sharp decline. So that happening, that possibility of the stock going higher was not a reality. So I let it go, losing 50 cents a share. And it happens, right? Those are the things that happen, and it happened today. This could have been just as easy as just getting out right there at resistance at 833. I would have been fine there. I think it even went to 840, but either way, I didn't sell it, and I ended up losing out on this. So, when you have a stock like this that is trading pretty much really low, and I think BMRA did the same thing, right? It traded pretty closely to his EMAs, and it traded really close prior to starting to spike up. So that's what ABIO is doing. Even though it's a lower float at 3 million a share, it was trading really close to its EMAs, particularly the 50 EMA. So tomorrow, being that the momentum is starting to turn bullish, maybe it might hold here, and it might hold above this $7 area, maybe at 740. It might hold there and give us a green candlestick, so it can be an engulfing candlestick and go up higher. So hopefully we'll get that. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. It's traded half the volume today at 1.2 million. So there's a lot of things that kind of just went against it once the market opened. So that's ABIO. Let's go to CAPR. I was now mad that I didn't sell this one in the pre-market. So as you can tell, I bought it a couple of times right afterwards. Like, no, I bought it a couple of times prior to that, and I earned a little bit. But I've been trying to time this just as well, or I've been trying to time this, but I've been having difficulty timing some of these biotechs, just like VXRI and APT. I've been having some difficult times really trading this one, even though it in the past it did well for me, but much recently since the coronavirus, it hasn't really been doing much for me. Like I said with VXRT, same thing. Been having a difficult time trying to time some of these biotechs for some odd reason. This is usually where I'm at. This is usually the space that I know of, but it's okay. So we'll use these as learning lessons, particularly with those three stocks. So CAPR today, when it traded, pre-market, it went up to 715. This was the perfect time to sell. I was still asleep. I was still asleep. Usually I'm up right here. I'm already up and awake. Because I said with my strategy, it gives me chance to really sell at its peak. $7 would have been just fine. I didn't sell. 715 would have been just fine. I didn't sell. Why I didn't sell? I was not awake. If I was awake, I would have earned and would have had no problems. And then maybe I would have done the same thing with ABIO, right, before it failed on the day. But as you can tell, this started to fail after I woke up, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is going to be that day. So second stock in a row where it goes down, I sold. It's trading below the VWAP. It's trading below the 200 EMA. It's not even oversold at this point, and I said I just need to get out. But it started to bounce, right? And another reason why I'm having this difficulty is it's harder for me to gauge the level two. The price action it's been all over the place. So, you know, things that I typically would not be thrown off by, I'm being thrown off by, and I cannot blame time frame for that. Maybe my alertness, because usually I am fully awake and ready to go. I'm not trading when it's dark outside, like pitch black. The sun is already up at this point in New York. So I think my mind and my body are really starting to see things a little bit differently, even though I know what time the market is starting to move, and all these technicals that I use to help gauge myself is not really being um, assessed the same way as it would be if I was on the East Coast. So I'm just, I'm speculating on my poor behavior or poor trading performance these last couple of days. Because I was doing extremely well, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting these 2 or 3 days where I just cannot figure out stuff or figure out how to wake up. So I ended up selling at 614 after buying this at $6.50 the day before. So if I bought at 650 and sold at $7, once it hit resistance, I'd have been fine right there. That's 50 cents a share. I take a single, and just taking singles is always great, right? I don't always have to have these dollar swings that I've been getting from before in the past. So after I was, after I sold CAPR and ABIO, I decided to revenge trade, and I acknowledge that. I acknowledge my revenge trade here. And I said, I think I'm revenge trading. And that was the truth. So I ended up selling, even though I got in at 678. And right now, after hours, it's trading at $6 and $6.71 a share, what have you. I ended up losing $22, 22 cents a share on that. So I ended up, pretty much overall losing on this trade. And this has been one trade that, like I said, I either got out too soon and before it spiked, or now the case is I didn't wake up and missed out on profits. So that is CAPR. And then the last one that I held from overnight was ADTX. Now, this is one that this is where actually, it traded at. It was here at $4.32 during the pre-market. I wasn't awake, and now where is it at? $4.50 after hours. So like I said, I wasn't awake pre-market right around here. It just and I bought this on my Robinhood account. So I bought this at $4.10 in the after hours. And right around here, this was at $4.16, $4.15. So it really didn't do much in the pre-market, right? It did fall down to 385. I sold at $4 a share. Once I saw that it was coming down to a point where I could not see it really holding its support. It didn't hold any support whatsoever. And it broke down and it broke down. I thought it was going to go lower, as I kind of checked periodically through the day. And, as we see, it actually held that 380 support. And from that 380, it went from 380 to 450 after hours. So I didn't buy this. I wish I kind of went back in on it. But it is what it is. This is one stock that I believe, when you have an IPO that is fairly new, obviously, and it's starting to build up some momentum towards the EMAs, and it's having some bullish sentiment behind it. This is one that you kind of want to look at and keep an eye on, just to see if it will go a little bit higher. So we will revisit this one. That is for sure. We will revisit this. I believe it's kind of like what is it, CRDF. Yeah. So it's kind of like CRDF. You know, once it started to trade above, and this is a new stock as well. Once it starts trading above this EMA, it can go higher. And as you can tell, it went up to 575, and it did take what, like 2 weeks? No, pretty much a month. It did try to take a month, and I did try to trade it back here, and I was like, oh, I don't know anymore, just because there wasn't any technical indicators on the, that on the RSI that would let me know that it was going to go any higher. And then I got out just in time for it to really fall back. But then once again, I sold too soon, because as it went up, the next 2 days, then it pulled back. So I could have really taken profits here from the 280 to this 389 area. So, which is fine. I miss out pretty much all the time now. I'm almost kind of getting used to it. It's probably becoming standard. So it's just monitoring what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So now I'm in a profit chasing movement, right? So now I'm trying to chase profits. And I remember in the previous video I said that Gene could particularly do this type of movement. I said this in the video yesterday. Like, hey, it can have a green day and eventually engulf this red day and go up higher, right? And that's what it did. And I bought in during the pre-market, which is something that I don't like doing, but I did it. Not in the pre-market. I bought in when the market opened. I bought it at 554, and it spiked. It spiked up to 574, but it didn't hold that spike at all as I anticipated it doing. I thought it was going to go to 6. It didn't, and then it came right back down. I sold right at 508, so I lost 46 cents a share. 46 cents a share. So yeah, it's like this timing right about now. Buying it this early is not something that I would typically do, but I guess I was just already upset that I lost on ABIO and CAPR, that I was now trying to chase profits, and I chased profits on those two, particularly those two, CAPR and Gene. So we know now, do not chase profits. So I ended up buying a OMI. This is a stock that I've had on my watch list for, on my like 50 EMA. Like, when there's a watch list that I have that are just EMAs that are leading, right? Because anytime a stock is trading above the 50 EMA, it's going to go higher. That's usually the case, right? As you can see here, it's trading over the 50 EMA, and it's going higher, right? It's going higher. I have a whole list of, I know you can't see it right now, but I'll even pick, DraftKings. It's trading over the 50 EMA. I anticipate this going higher. Let me see, what else? BioNTech. This one I've had on my watch list forever, and it's going higher. All right, I even bought it back here, knowing that it would do something for me in my favor. I bought it at 90 cents. What did I sell it at? Let's see if I actually did something. Yeah, but I sold it at 96 cents, right? $96, I should say. So I bought it at, and then 90. I bought some and then bought some more, and then sold it once it got $6 a share on it. So I'm very familiar with this. This is the first way that I was able to identify if my strategy or if any of my trading can go in my directions by the 50 EMA. learning that the 50 EMA and its relation to the 100 and 200 EMA gave me a sense and idea that a stock could go higher if the 50 is above those other two EMAs. So this stock is now going higher, which I anticipated that it would. It was just that every morning it would get slammed right back down, and that's what I was not liking. As you can see, every morning it gets slammed right back down after it trades higher in the pre-market or after hours. Like right now, it's trading higher in the after hours. It'll probably get slammed right back down right when the market opens tomorrow. INVU is below. This should not be here, but it was back here. Wowzers! Why this says $62? Oh, that was way back there. Oh, okay, let's go forward. Yeah. Okay, so it's trading above the 50 EMA. This should go higher. Grow. Trading above the 50 EMA, it should go higher. All right, so these are stocks that typically will go higher. I've been doing this whole EMA thing because I feel like with the EMA, when the EMAs are flat, meaning that they're all in line with each other, you get a much higher spike, and I like that spike ability. So that's why I've been doing the EMA hack as opposed to this 50 EMA leading chart. But that's probably for another video. So I was saying I had OMI on that chart. As you can tell, I even traded it back here. I even lost back here because it's I think more than likely here I was being greedy with that trade. But I knew that there was going to be some availability of it spiking. As you can even tell here with the EMAs as flat as they were, it still had a chance to spike, and which it did. It spiked before the eventual pullback. So here, same thing. It spiked, right? It spiked. I ended up buying some, and it spiked because of earnings, right? Mainly because of earnings. This is one company that's going to be taking the charge when it comes to face masks and stuff like that. So I bought it in two different accounts. The first account, it actually sold at the price. The second time, it did not. So I bought it at 410 and one account, and then it sold, right at the 15, I think it was 1520-ish area. So it did that, but my other order did not. So I was a little mad about that, but that's okay. It pulled back and just never recovered from there. So hey, I won one trade out of, I think that was 5 that I just mentioned. So I was like 20% on the day on actual winning trades. But it's fine. It's okay. I think this is one thing that even though I already came into the mindset of knowing that I'm revenge trading, that's why I ended up losing. And as you could see, right, it was already finding some movement in the pre-market. In the pre-market, it was already doing stuff. So now it's just all about what it will do when the market opened. Once it opened, it was holding above the VWAP. I particularly do not like getting in this time, just because that the price of where it's at and where it can come down to, which is the 200 EMA, is so wide that I would not want even to risk it. But because it had positive earnings, positive guidance, that's why I ended up buying it. I would not recommend this on any other trade that would that shows exponential growth right after the market opens. I would want to see that pullback, and that pullback would typically probably happen towards that 230 time. That's when I'm starting to look to see if I should buy in. So OMI, oh my, oh my, I could have done a whole lot better on that, but I think that's where my mind is shifting now on what is really going on for this time frame. This time frame that I'm using right now in Arizona is pretty difficult, pretty rough. So is just really being patient with myself and recognizing that waking up in the morning and seeing it that it's pitch black outside is going to take some time to get used to, particularly if I even think about moving to the West Coast. Because if I do think about moving to the West Coast, which I have thought of, how would I really balance out my day with that? So with that being said, there are two stocks that I'm looking at going into tomorrow, which is CHNR. Um, it's a Chinese stock. I am, like I said, when it comes to sketchy Chinese stocks, I'm really not 100% in it for long term at all. But it's fitting some of my categories with the EMAs kind of close. The only thing I just wish the 50 was a little bit closer or cross over the 200 EMA, and the selling pressure is starting to end, and it is not oversold. So there's a couple of things that it has fallen into my categories of trading, and BWEN. Like I said, the 50 EMA typically, if a stock is trading above the 50 EMA, it's just going to go higher. So I bought some here. I feel like that it can break this 570-ish area. So I got in at average price of 542. Right now it's at 553. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I just want to see that it kind of makes this breakout here. It makes this breakout at above 570. I really hope it doesn't do this, where after a green day it has a reversal on the red, or for a red day I should say. So well, I'll be looking out for that. Looking out for this resistance at 570 is pretty much key. And the same thing when let's go back to CHNR, at CNHR, the resistance here, and I bought it prior to the pullback. So it actually spiked to $1.70, almost $1.80, and I bought it at $1.42, 43. No, $1.45. So this is the resistance here at $1.42. So if it can break that resistance, that'll be great. But if it can't, I'm recognizing that $1.42 is resistance, and I'll just sell into that resistance. I'll show you where I bought. Right, I bought right when the run up was about to happen. I could have sold. I should have sold, but I didn't have an order in, so I didn't sell. So with that being said, that is everything that I've done for today. I'm trying to do these things daily, so I'm not just going towards the end of the day and being backed up with stocks that I'm trading. And I also don't want to make the videos too long, because as you can see, it's 27 minutes right now. So, and that was me talking over a couple of stocks. I kind of went over a couple, more than 5, that's for sure. So, I will also would like to say keep AIM to watch, just because it is doing what I think that it could do, which is have another green day after this red day, and it is trading a couple of cents higher in the after hours. So we will see on if there's any type of engulfing candlestick that might happen here to cause it to go higher. And you see it's finding resistance at this 370 area. So all right, with that being said, now I will end this video. Please click like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm trying to keep myself as transparent as possible, so you can see all my trades and even hear my thought process on why I'm trading certain things and why I even have it on my watch list. So hopefully I can do a little bit better and show you more of my profitability, but really a journal. So thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on the next video.